Yeah, there's been a shift, but I also see it as opportunity this year, right? I did go through the 2008 crash. The gift and the curse of going through that hard time, seeing so many foreclosures and short sales was it prepared me for the next cycle, right? And this year we've seen another shift. So you have to pivot. And I think the
Yeah.
experiences of going through hard times, which I think a lot of people try to avoid, was actually a blessing in being able to say, okay, I can recognize there's a shift. Like, let's slow down, let's pivot, let's go back to the fundamentals of what's working and let's cut before we bleed out.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Pedro Pereira, and I am today joined by someone who've been looking very forward to speak to. This is Kevin Jimeno, who's been making some big moves in the real estate investment stage and space. Kevin, glad to have you here.
Appreciate the invite. Happy to be here.
So I think our listeners are really going to be able to take away from how you're approaching, the big market shifts that are happening right now and making sure that your business stays afloat and profitable, looking for the new opportunities and, being able to just sort of guide, your business through the tumultuous times that we're in right now. So let's just dive right in. So first off, for the people who may not be as familiar with your world, give us, the short version, the elevator pitch. What are your main focuses these days? What markets are you operating in?
Yeah, Florida's our main market, South Florida. That's where we're based out of. However, we've expanded our network and we do a lot of joint venture opportunities outside of Florida now this year. We'll talk about how that came to be, I'm sure, today. And we are basically doing all of Florida from a wholesale or creative deal perspective, but then South Florida, which is where we're based out of, we'll do every exit strategy where we'll fix and flip. We'll do Airbnbs as well as wholesale, hotel, or creative.
Wonderful. Love to hear it. It seems like you're pretty in there. And then we were talking about before, it seems like you have a very well-rounded group with you as well, with a lot of experience going into this, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I started at 20 years old. I'm now 44. So I got a little bit of, I've been through a few cycles, a few different market shifts. So, and then my cutoff is 50. So I'm looking at this now as 6 more years and I'm done. So
All
that's,
right.
that's where I'm at with this experience in the real estate game.
All right. We're looking to cash on some big deals then before we finish up, I'm sure.
From your lips to God's ears.
I love to hear it. Love to hear it. So what caught my attention really is how you've been able to sort of manage the big shifts in this climate. We can talk all the way back to 2008, or we can talk about things that happened even this year. That's really not easy. I would like to, just get a little bit of insight. What's the key to keeping this machine running so smoothly, even when things, seem like they're just going completely upside down?
Yeah, there.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
There's been a shift, but I also see it as opportunity this year, right? I did go through the 2008 crash. At the time, I was doing mortgage lending and I was just more of a traditional landlord. That's what I thought was most of real estate investing. Buy a property, make sure it cash flows, stack them, build a portfolio. That's where I was at that time. The gift and the curse of going through that hard time, seeing so many foreclosures and short sales, was it prepared me for the next cycle, right? And this year we've seen another shift in the business after such a trajectory of recovery since 2008. And it allows you to kind of be calm in the cockpit of going, Mach 5 with your hair on fire type vibe. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, we had to shift too. We actually had momentum coming out of last year, and we decided to go into other markets across the nation. And we spent a nice little chunk of change in the beginning of the year, right when things halted and the days of market started to take a lot longer instead of selling properties so fast like the previous years. So you have to
Wow.
pivot. And I think the
Yeah.
experiences of going through hard times, which I think a lot of people try to avoid, was actually a blessing in being able to say, okay, I can recognize there's a shift. I've experienced this before. Let's slow down. Let's pivot. Let's go back to the fundamentals of what's working and let's cut before we bleed out and focus on what is working, batten down the hatches, and double down on where we are making money.
Of course, that's great, and honestly, not enough people talk about things like that. Do you mind expanding just a little bit on what exactly prompted the idea of the shift? It's always big ideas to grow, to keep going, and some might even say, push through and let's see it to the end. But it's smart to pivot and look back and make sure to keep the business alive. Could you share a little bit of your insight on what kind of brought you to that conclusion?
Yeah, it's risk management. I mean, we're a lender as well. We do private money and so I have that mindset of underwriting deals and always risk managing when you're running a business and going into investing, whether you're a one-man show just doing a couple deals or you're got a full-fledged team like we do. It's all about risk management. You still have to kind of say, okay, am I getting a return on investment? Is this where we should be doubling down? So we went into states and we were spending big money in PPC campaigns. And with now the sales cycle slowing down because properties are taking a lot longer and some of these smaller towns are not as hot as they were, in the last 2-3 years, you have to basically recognize like, okay, for how long am I willing to keep spending money to stock the pipeline? But with my sales cycle moving from, let's say, what used to be 90 days to now doubling 180 days or more, I'm not recovering this investment of the money I'm spending out. It's all brand new territories. Are we locking up the deals in the right places? We don't have boots on the ground. We're doing it all virtual. You know what? I'm having success here locally with what we're doing. Let me play it safe during this shift. Let me cut and let me go double down and spend the money where it is working. Because right now is not the time to be playing, Russian roulette at the Vegas casino with our funds. That is experience
Completely
from
agree.
2008.
Yeah, we know we live and we learn, and that's the way to keep businesses afloat. I think that's really the very honest feedback for us here, and I believe it's what separates folks that who just dabble in the industry, exit quickly, enter quickly, to the ones who really stay in the game long term. It's just such an important part. So let me ask you this: thinking about the future, about opportunities, what is it that you're most focused on solving or scaling next for your business?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, through the shift, like I said, with every adjustment and every pivot, more opportunities come. A lot of the creative deals have really come as other people start feeling the economy and pressure, and the AI boom, I think, is going to be a big shift in our economy, and some people are already feeling it. There is distress out there. With distress comes opportunities for people to be very creative on locking up deals, whether it's, rent to own deals or seller financing deals. There's even subject to deals that you can take over. So once you exercise that muscle and you know how to structure deals, those opportunities have really come all over. And then we've taken that and shared that with our network, with our agents. And now they're bringing opportunities. So now we have, funny enough, a lot of opportunities in other markets nationwide without spending the the marketing budget that we were spending at the beginning of the year. We're doing deals in Missouri, New Jersey, Texas. And a lot of these creative opportunities, I think, are really coming to the surface a lot more than previous years. And then we are in the Miami market in South Florida. The money's coming from all over, both international and from New York and California. So the new construction boom here to really do brand new developments in the luxury space, especially $1 million and up, is really attractive for us down here too. So that's where we're doubling down on versus, keep spending money in Ohio, St. Louis, and these markets that I've never even stepped into.
Got it. Got it. So for our listeners here, I know a lot of people that are here, in this podcast, they are either very early in their journey or looking to level up. And I think they would benefit from hearing this. It's get for your experience and a light on it. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what has made the biggest difference for you in your career, your business, building those relationships? What has come out of them?
It's everything, to be honest with you. So we have a system in place. I've been doing it for years. It's kind of the pay to play model. So every year we pick a mastermind, a community we want to learn from. That's how we're able to do so many things in our business. We know how to do novation. We know how to do creative deals. We know how to fix and flip. Now we know how to do brand new construction ground up because we join the masterminds and the communities that have the experts in the field, the people that are doing that in the markets that we want to be in. So I look at it as pay to play in those rooms. And then we spend the next year really getting a return on investment from there. We build a network with like-minded individuals doing it. We always like to our first few deals and anything new that we do, joint venture with people in our market that are trusted, that are doing it until we now get it and are comfortable doing it on our own. So mentorship, masterminds, and joint ventures has really been what the growth is in our business over the years. And then we even started our own community and mastermind for people that don't have experience, that want to learn. And that's been able to grow and bring more opportunity because we joint venture with them and they earn while they learn. So on both ends, we do it on a higher scale, but then we give back, and we're now doing it with our community for people that are brand new that want to learn and do the same.
Yeah. Well, yeah, relationships are everything in this game. And honestly, it's key. You can't really fake them. You have to be genuine. You have to look for these opportunities and really sort of cash in on them when you get a chance, be able to create the longevity within these relationships is very, very important. Have you seen lately any sort of challenges that you're watching in the market, something that you're keeping an eye on so then that way you can, learning from past experience or even just, trying to prepare more for the future, anything that you're sort of watching closely to be able to, you know, make sure that you stay afloat when it happens?
Yeah. Two things that I'm really, paying attention to is the AI boom. I think that is really, um, gonna create a big gap, right? The rich are gonna get richer, the poor are gonna get poorer. I think the middle class are the ones that are gonna suffer the most over the next couple of years.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
With job security and everything. I mean, the crazy things that we're doing with AI in our business, it's just logical where it's like, wow, now we need a lot less manpower and this is so efficient. What about every other industry across the world? So that gap
Mm-hmm.
that's going to create is also something that gives me insight into the type of investing that we're doing, because if the middle class suffers, the product that we're out there investing in and putting out there, we need to really consider, right? So I think the luxury space isn't going to feel it as much, because I think AI and all the things happening in politics with the rate cuts or whatnot is not going to have that much of an effect. But that middle class, and then watching obviously the Fed and how they handle these rate cuts, I don't see a big drop in interest rates happening. I think a lot of people are waiting to try to get the 2 and 3% rates, and they're like sitting on their hands and on the fence, thinking that that's going to happen. And unless there's a major black swan event in our economy, I don't see it happening. I've been in the lending business now since the start. And I think people, when they realize that the Fed cuts rates doesn't have a direct impact necessarily on dropping the rates dramatically, we'll start seeing kind of that stabilization and people realizing that this is what the prices are and this is what the market is demanding, and that gap is only going to get bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Can't have said it better myself. That is it. Everyone right now is keeping an eye on AI, and it is more applicable in places than what we are thinking about. So it is very, very important to keep an eye on that portion, not only along with the Fed as well. So thank you for that insight. So perfect. Before we wrap up, if we had someone, one of the listeners who wanted to reach out, connect with you, maybe collaborate or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Instagram, you can find me at Smart Money Kevin. Pretty simple, Smart Money Kevin. You'll see me trying to do this content thing. I'm 44 years old. The tiki-taki is not my thing, but my team makes us put it out there. My partners and the girls on my team are a lot better at it, but you'll see me repost their stuff. You can reach me there. And then we're on LinkedIn as well. You can find me by my name.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, listen, Kevin, we really appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We definitely need more people in this space that are doing the things the right way, and you are one of them, my friend. So thank you again for being here.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.